Hello lads and ladies, you're watching Football Daily, and yes, it's that time of the week again. It's transfer talk, but this time it's a Premier League special. As you know by now, today we'll be covering this week's biggest transfer rumours, but if you hear any yourself, remember to tweet them in. To do so, make sure you're following us on Twitter and tweet #TransferTalk to me at DoogieFFTD or the Football Daily account. Also, as ever, make sure you like and subscribe. Right, kicking off our Premier League special is some positive news from North London for Arsenal fans, as it transpires that Steven Nzonzi has handed in a transfer request. The 29-year-old Sevilla midfielder is one of Unai Emery's top targets as he seeks to continue his rebuild of Arsenal's midfield. Nzonzi played under the Spaniard for one season in sunny Spain, making 46 appearances, helping the club to a 7th place finish and a Europa League triumph. According to the Daily Mail, Nzonzi is now ready to force through a move which could make his £35 million release clause void. Most reports seem to suggest that a £22 million offer could be enough to force their hand. If Emery does get this signing through the door, he would have strengthened his goalkeeping, defensive and midfield personnel, which most Gunners fans would have no doubt taken prior to the window opening. Liverpool's links to Marco Asensio have always seemed tenuous at best, but ever since their deal to sign Nabil Fekir collapsed last month, they just will not go away. Spanish publication Mundo Deportivo claimed a club record £150 million bid had been made, which turned out to be way wide of the mark. But now the Independents say the deal may be back on. The 22-year-old attacking midfielder who can play across the front line is one of the most highly rated youngsters in the world, but he still has not quite laid down a regular first-team slot at Madrid, with 42% of his appearances coming from the bench last year. Asensio will no doubt want assurances from new manager Lopetegui about his first-team opportunities, but this deal seems incredibly unlikely. Not only did he sign a new 6-year contract just last year, but it included a reported €350 million release clause. Asensio to Liverpool? Nah, we just aren't having it. Now, there is some news concerning Chelsea fans coming out of Italy this week, with Italian newspaper Gazzetta dello Sport claiming that the Blues are open to the possibility of exchanging Alvaro Morata for Juventus' Gonzalo Higuain. Morata was only signed from Real Madrid last summer for a club record £58 million, but struggled with numerous injuries and settling in London, and only ended up scoring 11 goals in 31 Premier League games. From a Juventus perspective, this makes perfect sense. The 25-year-old Morata spent 2 years with the Turin-based club between 2014 and 2016, and won 2 consecutive doubles. And although Higuain has a far more impressive goal-scoring record, only twice scoring fewer than 20 goals in the last 10 seasons, as opposed to the Spaniard managing in this feat once in the 6 years since he broke through at Real Madrid, Higuain will be 31 in December. But what do you reckon? Should Chelsea give Morata some more time or cut their losses and sign a proven scorer? Vote in the poll above.
Congratulations on making it halfway, but if you're losing interest at this point, head over to Continental Club, where we're discussing the hottest topics in European football.
One man who has been occupying the transfer sections of nearly every newspaper is 25-year-old Nice forward Alisson Play, with West Ham, Fulham and Spurs all chasing his signature. But Sky Sports are now reporting that it is in fact Rafa Benitez's Newcastle who are now leading the race. A transfer for Play seems inevitable after he failed to show up to Patrick Vieira's first training session at Nice on Monday along with Mario Balotelli. But Les Aiglons will be hoping to start a bidding war to extract the best price for their striker, who scored 21 goals for the club last season. Having bought the forward for just £500,000 back in 2014, Nice can expect to make a tidy profit. As for Newcastle, well, they badly need offensive reinforcements. Despite finishing 10th, they only managed to score 39 league goals, with only Ayoze Perez managing to hit double figures for the campaign. This therefore seems like a much needed and shrewd acquisition. Now for a Football Daily transfer talk first, as Huddersfield Town enter the party with some remarkable news. The Daily Mirror reporting that the Terriers are targeting Leicester City's Ahmed Musa and Hertha BSC left-back Marvin Plattenhardt. Musa has struggled in the Midlands since his transfer from CSKA Moscow in July 2016, scoring just 4 goals in 18 months before returning to Moscow on loan in January. But he shone at the World Cup, scoring 2 of the Super Eagles' 3 goals, and is now hot property. As for Plattenhardt, he didn't cover himself in glory in his 79 minutes against Mexico before being dropped, but having been capped 7 times by his country, he's clearly talented. David Wagner knew Huddersfield needed strengthening after they only finished 4 points from safety, and they have already signed Bakuna, Sobi Kongolo and Hammer for a combined £25 million. Wagner seems to know what he wants and is going for it. Fair play. And finally, it's time for our headline story, and wow, it would be crazy. As we all know, Liverpool's deal for Fekir collapsed last month after problems with his knee emerged in the medical. But now a move to England could be back on, with The Independent claiming that Man United could be ready to make a swoop. This is also backed up by Lyon-based paper Le Pog, which claimed Jose Mourinho has already made a formal offer for the 24-year-old forward, and talks will start in the coming days. This will be music to the ears of Lyon president Jean-Michel Alou, who would suddenly regain the power in negotiations. Having been the revelation of last season, scoring 21 goals and providing 9 assists, Fekir appears to have outgrown Leganes. And who would put it past Mourinho stealing another club's target? Watch this space. Congratulations, you've reached the end of the video. Your reward, the face of the poshest man in Football Daily. For more great content, why don't you click in this box here, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe.